Fantastic. And we even have flashback. You know what? I'm going to say it now. In this meta, Ancient Grudge is absolutely sick. You get to kill 2 clocks on 1 card. Hello and welcome to a new episode. Today we will be looking at Minsc and Boo Timeless Heroes. So this is essentially a trample haste tribal build, looking to take your opponent out using combat damage. So it's a pretty linear deck, but it's using probably the most broken Gruul card they've made in a very, very long time. I can't think of a card stronger than this. It's so crazy. It's a 5 mana, 3 loyalty walker, and whenever he comes in, or whenever you upkeep, you create a hamster. So that means if your hamster dies, it just keeps generating hamsters for free every turn. That's already ridiculous. The +1 puts 3 counters on a creature with trample or haste, which includes Boo and pretty much most of the creatures within the deck, because they'll either have trample and or haste. And the -2, which is probably the most ridiculous ability, because I've killed people just doming them to the face with this. Sack a creature. When you do, Minsc and Boo deals X damage to any target or X that creature's power. So already that's pretty good, right? But if it was your hamster that you sacrificed, you also draw X cards. So this card basically says -2, deal 4, draw 4. That's better than most blue-black planeswalkers. So how else are we going to support this strategy? So some of the best cards in the deck will be anything that cares about putting counters on things that also might have trample or haste. So Avoran Collector is just an auto-include in this deck. It will double the loyalty that you put onto Minsc and Boo, double the counters. It has trample, it has haste, it halves the counters of your opponent's creatures. It's just a silly card. Embercleave just means you're going to win the game pretty early, as early as turn 5 or 6 potentially. Halana and Lane are good just because they can put counters on other things. They can't receive the counters from Minsc and Boo, but just putting more stuff on things is just pretty crazy here. What else have we got? Lupine Harbingers is kind of a nice addition, which is an alchemy card. Trample haste. So if you foretell this, every turn after the foretell has been done, this comes in with an extra counter on it, and it has trample and haste, which is stupid because it's just so powerful. This is basically a win con. If you have a red-green deck, it's not a red-green deck anymore unless you have Cabaretti Revels. This is broken. I'm saying it now. Absolutely broken card. Cast a creature spell, get a creature spell into play. It's absolutely ridiculous power level, and you can just come back from near demise with this card. Devilish Valet is also pretty cool. Whenever another creature comes in under your control, double its power until end of turn. If you use Minsc and Boo's +3/+3 counters and put them on Devilish Valet, you can imagine how crazy this can increase in power every single turn, as long as he survives. So the deck is kind of a mid-range deck. It can deal with control pretty well because it's just establishing a threat every single turn. Against opponents' aggro decks, you're doing okay. I mean, you've got a few shock type spells, 2 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. You can deal with the early onslaught. I think this is why the deck's so powerful, because it fits straight in the middle of the speed archetypes. And I think you'll do really well with this. It doesn't really see many mirror matches when I played it, which is kind of crazy because it's just so powerful. I think that's just testament to how good Rusko is. And obviously Rusko is the silly bugger at the minute who's haunting the metas. I don't think you should quit though. If you're facing Rusko and you have Minsc and Boo, there is a chance. If you go first, there's a chance, so give it a go. So if you want to see the deck list for yourself, check it out in the description below and give it a go. Tell me what you think. And without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Opponent goes first. This is very common this morning. I don't know what it is. I think it's Algorithmic Bullus Shitus. Let's mulligan this. This is really bad hand because we've got no red source. But we've got the Llanowar Elves on turn 1. So do they, pretty much. Okay, so we desperately need a red source. If we do get a red source, though, we can deal with the Planeswalker. Come on, red source. Let's top deck a red source here. Yeah, because turn 2 Frailes is a bit rough.
I was not born in Sky Shroud.
Yeah, everyone forgot about this. I mean, I certainly did. This is so powerful, you know.
An autumn of steel
Another creature. Crazy. Imagine that was another ramp creature. Oh, it was. Which means they can just go for Frailes again. So let's just deal with it. 3/4. Oh, they have another mana they can go for again. Ludicrous card. 3 mana. So this is Frailes before she died. I'm pretty sure she got killed in the lore. Spoilers! Spoilers! So much ramp. But if it's just going to be elves, the win con's creative behemoth, isn't it? Always is. Always is. Okay, so we've got another... So yeah, we need another red sword. So let's start up the following turn with a Fable. Okay? So when he attacks, we can get a red, use the Unholy Heat, or maybe go for the Minsc. Who knows? They've got a lot of things, to be honest. They've got so many things. Here she comes again. She can untap an elf, give it +1/+1 forever. Or she can seek an elf card.
Our transgressions against me.
Oh, it's so aggressive. Especially the fact they went first, getting the turn 2 Frelis means we couldn't have responded. So if we had a turn 1 Unholy Heat, we could have killed the elf. But because they went first, we couldn't even... Yeah, it's just silly, really.
Bears fruit.
Chose to untap. So we could attack into Frelis. If they block with the elf, we can use the 2 damage to kill it. They've got 2 mana open, so they can just cast something else. Probably another elf. A Boreal Grazer. Put another land into play if they have one. Okay, so the game really doesn't want to give us a red source, does it? I'm just going to discard 2 forests here. Come on, mountains. Okay, we've got a mountain. So if we go for Minsc and Boo, they're going to have to block to save the Frelis, aren't they? Because this can kill Planeswalkers. So maybe we just do this. Yeah, I think this is the move.
Who isn't just any hamster? He's a miniature.
So I'm willing to sacrifice the Minsc and Boo because if they get to 6, they get to conjure a Regal Force, which means they draw cards equal to the number of creatures they have, and I do not want that to be the thing that happens here. So the trample on this is really fantastic. So they're going to block there, and if they block with the elf, I'm just going to use the Unholy Heat, I think, to finish off the Mystic. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. Yeah, let's see if this can get through. Yeah, it's a real shame that we don't have 2 more types in the graveyard, because that would have just been straight up 4 damage. Okay.
I don't tolerate buzzing pests.
So they do have 4, so they can just straight up kill the Minsc. But that's just the way it is, isn't it? All the resources we did to kill the Elvish Mystic there. Double his power. Trample haste. This could be good actually because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We will unleash an autumn of steel leaves.
We'll see what they do. Whenever another creature enters, it gets +1/+0. Arcane Signet. So here's the thing. If they attack, they can just untap it. They're not going to attack. Wow, okay. That's interesting. That's a bit weird, isn't it? That they didn't attack, because they could have just untapped one. I think strangely a land on top would be pretty good. They've got a spell of some kind. I think they're going to make this stuff indestructible turn of turn, to be honest. And that's a bit of a slow land though. Let's go for the Devilish Valet. The sequencing is not really good here because we should go for Racketeer Boss first to get the treasures, but... So whenever another creature comes in, we'll double his power until the turn. So we want to put the counters on first and then play the creature, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. So now he's going to be pretty huge. It's going to be 8 power with Trample. And I have a feeling they're just going to make all the stuff indestructible. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So it could be Yonti Scale Shield, Heroic Intervention. Let's get in there. I think they should really have attacked the Minsc and Boo in their turn. I don't know why they... Yeah, strange. I guess they wanted more blockers. Totally suspicious now. 3, 4.
The elves will triumph. even
3,
in my
4,
absence.
5, 6. So they don't have enough for a Crater Hoof Behemoth. So I'm not really sure what the goal was there. That was a strange one. Yeah, I think they missed. We go first against Ral. Going first is important, especially against Control, because you want to get your spells out before they can counter the spells. Especially Ral, which is normally an extra turns deck. That sentence I absolutely despise. Extra turns deck. People who play extra turns decks basically don't trust their skill to win a game, because if you could just win a game without extra turns, you would, wouldn't you? That's the logic. But they need the extra turns because they're just not very good, bless them. I don't mind wanting 1 or 2 extra turn spells, but when your whole deck is just that, what does that say about yourself? Crazy. Like, are we going to get to resolve anything here? 2 mana, pass, yeah, see what I mean? Okay. Let's give it haste. Wow, the fact that's actually resolved is kind of astonishing. It's got a hexproof in our turn, so... Okay, so they're going to discard and draw. So this was a counter instant they had in their hand. Okay. So the thing about these kind of decks is establishing early threats like this is really good, because if they don't deal with this, they're going to have to... Yeah, okay, that's fine. So we can resolve other things, hopefully. So if we get extra... If we get a land here, we can give them Minsc and Boo. My god, it's so difficult to like win games at Arena these days, just because every other deck you face is blue, Rusco, you know. Let's go for Rada, because we desperately need a land on top. And it is. So that was pretty lucky. The Kenrith's transformation is probably kind of useless against their deck, unless they just play 1 or 2 creatures, but... At least we have 5 mana now. And they're going to kill Rada? Okay, they're going to kill Rada. Wow, they don't want us to have any value, do they? So, let's go for Minsc and Boo. They're going to need 2 cards to deal with our field. I mean, there's probably a couple cards that can deal 5. Yeah, there's a board wipe, isn't there? It deals 5 to each planeswalker and creature. That is a thing that exists. If they do that, we'll probably go for the Escape to the Wilds to kind of recoup. Iteration. Let's see if they play this properly. I see the amount of people I see who use this card, who play the land first and then Expressive Iteration, is just silly, really. You want to play this before anything you do, because if this gives you a land drop and you've already played a land drop, then you've just wasted 1/3 of the card. Field of Ruin, that's good, because that can kill the Garenbrig. They're leaving mana open. Okay, let's just put more counters on here then. We'll leave the Yanti Scale Shield up in case they want to do anything. This is on the verge of killing them. In fact, if they don't deal with this, this will just kill them in their next turn. 5. So yeah, let's leave up the Yanti Scale Shield. What they're going to do, you know, we can just protect our whole team. And if they counter this, then in our turn we can just come back with something else. Oh dear, what a shame. That's what you get. See ya. Okay, lo and behold, we're facing a Risco. Let's see how well we can do here. The main issue with Risco isn't necessarily just himself. It's the fact that he tries to counter everything you do. That's just the BS nature of a lot of commander decks these days on blue, black, and they've got a turn 2 Risco, which is pretty crazy. We do have the kill spell for it here. Oh wow, we even have Ancient Grudge. So actually, maybe this is a good time to just use Ancient Grudge. Fantastic, and we even have Flashback. You know what? I'm going to say it now. In this meta, Ancient Grudge is absolutely sick. You get to kill 2 clocks on 1 card. Now the only issue is they do have a Risco here that's just sitting around draining us all day long. And they've got 3 mana open. So I think we're just going to pass back to them, and then in the end of their turn, just going to try and Rending Flame, I think. I mean, the other good news is that he now costs 6. So let's just try and do it here. If they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. If they have one that uses a 2 mana, they probably have another one for Minsc and Boo, so we probably don't want to... Oh wow, they're going to flicker him here? Holy crap. Now luckily we still have the Ancient Grudge, so we can still take care of him if we need to. But do I want to use the treasure here? Damn, it's the flickering that I never think about, really, isn't it? They've got 3 mana open still. Let's see if we can resolve an Arlin. If she can resolve and give us 2 blockers, that'd be pretty cool. Because then we can block the Rusko if we need to, but they may just have a... Okay, let's try and use the Ancient Grudge here then. Because we don't want them to have 6 mana in their turn, but they probably have a counterspell for this. Which they do. Okay, this is going to get real annoying. So even though Ancient Grudge can target something twice, they still have it. Which is just absolutely absurd. This is why Rusko needs to be banned or nerfed. And they still have 2 mana open to do something else. It's just crazy. And now they can probably kill one of the wolves if they really want to. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I know what they're going to do. They're going to attack, we're going to double block, and they're going to kill one of the wolves. Which means they kill both of our wolves during combat. Yeah, it's the smart move, because it gives people the false illusion that the blocks will resolve. Obviously, before the damage goes through, he can just kill a wolf. Or they could just be doing something else here. Barrel's expertise, wow. Oh, going to return him. Okay. And they still have 2 mana open. We've got Frostbite. Maybe Frostbite is the way to go forward here. Try and protect our planeswalkers. Let's see if this resolves. Because the longer that he's out, the more counters these clocks are going to get. Okay, so we managed to take him out there. So this turn will just be Strike It Rich and then Gate to the Manaborn, I think. So yeah, it's definitely not easy. It's because he's got these residual clocks. And here he comes again. Just absolutely ridiculous. If he ever gets to draw 7 cards, I think we're just going to lose the game here. It's a pretty futile attempt, to be perfectly honest, but I just wanted to see how much of a chance we could have here. A Braid can kill one, though. See if they're going to counter this or not. As if they have just everything under the sun. That's just crazy, man. Yeah, okay. So we'll abrade the Midnight Clock that has a... See, if we had resolved an Ancient Grudge earlier, that would have been fine, but... My god. So irritating. Okay. So yeah, this is just... this is just so rock solid, man. Oh, flippin' hell. Even though we had Ancient Grudge, can you believe that? We've destroyed 3 of their artifacts and they still have 2 Midnight Clocks. This is the thing about Rusko. They don't even care about losing stuff. Oh, and they get search for... They just get extra turn now, aren't they? Temporal, Mastery, extra turn, and we concede. Yeah, cool. See you later. My god, Rusko, just fucking ban him. Seriously. We go first against Shana, Purifying Blade. Starting hand is kind of okay. 3 toughness, that's the magic number when you're using a red deck, because we can frostbite them if we have enough snowlands, and we have 2, so let's hope we get 1 more. If not, we can just go for the Reckless Stormseeker, which is pretty good. Oh, here we go, we can get a snowland here, so that's actually a very, very good top deck. If we can pick it, there we go, we can pick it. By the way, if you like my sleeves, it's because I pre-ordered the Yoji Shinkawa Secret Lair, and it should be coming soon. It just took like 3 or 4 months to dispatch, but it's the artist who did the Metal Gear Solid artwork, or some of the artwork that inspired the games at least. Let's go for Bard class here, because it means that we'll be able to play our legends for 2 less. So it's ironic because Curse of Silence makes our guy cost 2 more, but Bard class makes it cost 2 less. It also makes Titania cost a bit less as well. Solve the equation. Now that's a scary one. This is almost always an extra turn spell. Unless you're desperate and they want to cultivate or something. Counter spell? Who knows? Tutors in a casual format. I mean, do you know what? I'd be happy if they just banned all tutors. Farewell. Oh, God. Notice this doesn't hit planeswalkers, though. So I think I'm going to... No, let's not do that. Let's tap this first. Yep, so I want more mana. So let's kill our mana to get more mana. This is a very strange card, Dire Strain Rampage. So it can destroy an artifact, enchantment, or land. If a non-land was killed this way, the user searches for just one land. But if a land was targeted, you get 2. So it's basically a cultivate sort of thing. It's a shame we don't have Titania out because we would have gained 2 life from that. But so Farewell is going to really screw us over because it's going to get rid of all of our threats. Now the thing is, they have a Curse of Silence out, so if they choose enchantments, that will be going as well. White, blue, green. If they go for the Shana, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it. They're not going to go for Shana. Okay. So this is a cast trigger if we take this to 5. So I think we do. They've blatantly got counter spells open, so we might as well just take this up. Joint exploration. Okay, and then if they want to just farewell my Bard class, then so be it. I mean, it did cost me 9 to pump it up, but will they just farewell a Bard class here? I mean, it's a very good card. Interesting how they went for a farewell when they can see I have a Planeswalker commander. And this is a cast trigger, which means that even if they counter the Titania, we get to see the top 2 cards of our deck, which is going to be pretty sweet. Cast triggers are great against control because, as you know very well, control players don't like human beings. Oh wow, we can just keep going and going off. Got another legend here. Oh, this is crazy. It's Legend Storm. Oh, by the way, cost 0 because Bard class makes spells cost red, green cheaper. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. The only issue is that they've got the farewell, so they're going to have to use it, aren't they? They're going to have to use it. I can cast them this turn. Oh well, I guess we're basically saying use the farewell. Wow. Okay. Well, all of these are going to go anyway, so if they have a land, then farewell is just gone. It's such a shame about farewell. Oh no. And the other crap part is that we're basically going to lose 4 really powerful spells as well. Growth spells. So they're desperately searching a land. If they don't get a land, then they just die. No land, and they die. Land equals we cry. Oh wow, I just had a sudden surge, like a headache. Yeah, that's not good. But if they do get rid of enchantments, then Minsc and Boo can just come out unaffected. That was a really cool turn. That will probably be in my intro reel. Why are they just slamming farewells? That's the answer. Just farewell. Come on, you searched for it, now you're not using it. There you go. It wasn't so hard, was it? Jeez. They didn't go for enchantments. So they can draw a card here, which means that's fine.
The good fight. Actually, fight all the fights.
Shape of Sanctuary is pretty good as well. All the hamsters are legends, so it comes with an extra counter. Fantastic. So even though they've just farewelled us, I'm not that worried. Like, obviously if they have like a planar cleansing effect to destroy everything else again, that would be just atrocious. But once again, we've got, you know, ways to recuperate. Harmonize would be good. Have they really got a way to deal with our things again? That would be sad. It's funny because Shana requires casting her and attacking, but it feels like this player's just made a Bant control shell, put a Shana in and called it a day. Yeah, I'd like to say my Shana build was a lot more interesting. Check that video out, by the way, if you haven't seen that. My Shana deck actually plays creatures on turn 1, 2, and 3. So they're going to try and block with a Yasharn, maybe. Players can't pay life or sacrifice permanents to activate spells or abilities, so we can't use the -2. Fine. They've got 3 mana up. Totally sus. Okay, well, let's put some more counters on here then.
He will never reach.
Let's see what they do. Swing in.
It's too tiny.
Okay. So I feel like we've used a lot of legends up. Alright, let's try and harmonise then. Any counters to be seen? Any counters to be seen? No? Okay. Holy crap. Fantastic. We've got... So we can bolt them in the face. Oh, I love these spells. They're so powerful. Shana is going to be... Hopefully we can kill Shana if they do cast it. If they ever cast it, you know. Teferi. Interesting. They're going to minus? If they minus, we're going to frostbite him. Let's respond by trying to kill it. Okay, so Teferi, one-off Teferi. Fine. We get to draw a card.
Reverse.
Imagine a world where someone has a Teferi and you're not worried because you used a common to defend. Just 4 damage? Okay. I don't think they realise how powerful Minsc is here. We can literally just put more counters on and attack and, like, literally take them down beyond.
Bigger is
Okay.
always better.
This doesn't have trample, so let's leave that back. Down to 6. Fable. I feel like they're baiting me. Alright, leave up these spells. We have lethal to the fate. Because if we had swung in with this, they would have been on 4, right? Uro, okay. Now it's going to be slightly trickier to deal with this Shana player. I still don't get why they never went for Shana. I feel like if they had Shana out earlier, they would have been able to threaten the Minsc after getting rid of him with a hero. I don't know. It feels a bit weird. Dare I say, maybe they haven't used Shana that much, but it just didn't feel like it was full power Shana there. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.